Hey, good
Good
morning.
morning.
How's everyone doing? I'm sure we're going to be having people hop on and off here, but this will be recorded. So please share this with whoever needs to hear it. It is July 5th,
I think.
right? Is that right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yesterday was the 4th. It's July 5th. This summer is just ran one day into the next.
Yes.
It's a giant day. But no, let's talk a little bit. Kylie and I had some stuff. We sat down, or actually I sat down with Juan a few days ago.
Yeah.
Is that
last week.
Last week sometime.
Last Friday, I guess.
No,
Friday
Thursday?
morning.
Friday morning?
Mhm.
Okay. And we were just talking about the team and where we are and where we would like to go, and helping individuals rank up and move forward. And I was like, there's some people I just would love to see go, and for some reason we're kind of in a stall or there. And he's like, Ryan, everything duplicates.
Yeah.
And I said, I know, everything duplicates. That's why we're really trying to do this, this, and this. He's like, no, Ryan, everything duplicates. He's like, I was like, I know, like, just tell me what you're trying to tell me, right? One of those things. And he's like, what do people see? And I was like, I don't know. He's like, what do they see with you guys? And so the talk went down that road. He's like, what do you put out on social media? I was like, well, Kylie shares a lot about us going to softball tournaments, us enjoying time with our family. We talk about our faith and the silly dog. I put out stupid stuff. I just like to make people laugh, so I just put out stupid stuff. It's like, yeah. He's like, Ryan, everything duplicates. I said, okay, what are you getting at? And he's like, everything they see, isn't that what your team's doing? Enjoying their family, going to softball tournaments, supporting their and all that. He's like, and all of it's right, because all of it is good. All of it, if you changed what you were doing, I would be upset. I said, okay. He's like, but do they see what you guys do behind the scenes? Do they know that what they're duplicating is good, but not everything is getting duplicated on your end? So where we're on day 5 and we've added 8 brand new customers, never been a part of Vidify before, and we're on day 5 of the month. We've added a couple new distributors already. Do they see what you guys do on that side of things that lead to your business giving you the opportunity to do, right?
Yes. Yeah. So, and that hit me hard. Because what I do is just my daily routine, right? It's just normal to me. However, 6 years ago when we got into this industry, it wasn't normal to me.
I didn't even have Facebook.
Well, yeah, right. I didn't even have Facebook.
Zero social media.
But I learned, I was taught to be very, very intentional with my time, right? We give the first 10% of our day to the Lord is what I do. That way I learned that if I would sit down and the very first 10% of my day is in the Word, it's in, I am taking my quiet time, and then the rest of my day goes pretty dang well, right? I'm able to manage my time better. And so that was something I've been intentional about for a very long time. But then when we got into this industry, I realized that I could be like this all day long, right? I can be in my phone all day long, missing what's going on around me, missing what's going on with my kids. And so I figured out that if I will still use the first 10% of my day in my quiet time, but then making sure that I get up an hour before my family, right? I've got an hour window before I know the little ones are going to start creeping in here on the couch with me and while I'm drinking my coffee. And so if I want to be able to do the fun things and be completely focused on them the rest of the day, I need to be very, very intentional with the first hour and a half of my day. And what that looks like is I'm doing my quiet time, but then I'm also getting in and I'm adding value to disruptive wellness. I'm adding value to world changers. I'm adding value on my own page. So I may not post immediately on my page, but I'm thinking and I'm planning for what I'm going to post later on in the day, right? Like if it's a post that I want to write, but I don't want to make it post until later on, I'll go ahead and write it in my notes. If you were to grab my phone and look in my notes app, then you would see, I mean, pages on pages on pages of things that are on my heart to write.
Right.
And so I always have those at my disposal. So I'm doing that. Because that is adding value to my personal page. Okay. So I'm adding value to my personal page, Disruptive Wellness, our customer page, and I'm adding value to our community page, right? Whether it's fun, whether it's inspirational, whether it's informational, whatever it is, I'm adding value. Okay. So those are my first 3 priorities for my business. Then I'm reaching out. I'm doing follow-ups. I'm answering questions. I may have questions in my inbox from people who have reached out to me. I'm making sure I'm getting those questions. I'm reaching out to people who I know are on a couple days into their journey. And so I'm having those conversations. And then I go into my Facebook and I start interacting with people, right? I start loving on people's posts. I start commenting. Maybe I see somebody that's struggling. I'm going to make sure I reach out to them privately. So I'm doing all of those things. I'm making sure that our team is taken care of and that any new distributor has all of the information that they need. So I'm doing everything that I need to do first thing in the morning. That way I can go sit at those ball games and be fully present. I can go down the water slides and be fully present. But guess what? My kids know, hey, mama needs like 20 minutes. Okay, I've given you all of this time. I need 20 minutes to answer these questions. I need to hop on this call, whatever it is. And they understand, right? Like my priorities, what is it? Priorities are never in conflict, right?
Right.
And so they know. But if I have to prioritize my day, I have to be intentional with my day. And so that's why we have the success that we do.
Right. Well, I mean, there's a lot of extra things that we have now that we didn't have when we started. So if you do TikTok, you do Instagram, you do all those things, that's added too. But some of those tools have resources where you can create some drafts and save that stuff so you can be more productive later on. Right. And so I'll watch Kylie some days when no one's around, just really pump through some different things and have a bunch of content created where she can use that. If you're not creating content and not putting out lots of different things and you're more of just a poster, probably a little bit more like me, like I just post randomly, try once a day, usually twice a day. I can get in twice and try to hit my stories on a pretty regular basis. But if that's you, then you can make your post in the morning when no one's up and just hit save draft. It will save it. Not like you're going to post anything anyways. If you're like me, it's not like I'm just itching to post some other stuff. And so you can save that. And then when you have that free time, so if you're working, so like some of you will say that watch this, you're like, yeah, you have all day to do that stuff. Well, we didn't at one time. I worked, I would go to work usually around 7 and I'd get home at 8 or 9, sometimes midnight. That was my day normally. And so how was I building a business then? Well, it was, I got up a little bit earlier than I wanted to. I made sure. And so my morning looked like I got up, I'm not even addressing the time I spend with the Lord and time I spend in prayer, just quiet time, and maybe even a book to learn, like something. I read a lot of network marketing books early on. I'm not a big fan of reading, but I knew it helped me. So I would do that. And then, lots of podcasts. And then I would move into, all right, I'll do my birthdays. Every morning I get up and I do my birthdays, right? And my birthday wishes are not scripted. So there's some days, this morning, like July 5th, there was a ton. I guess the celebration sent all kinds of women into labor because I bet I had 70 birthdays today. And that's an unreal number. Normally it's 15 to 20, but I just kept going. And like I had to walk away. I was so stressed. I was like, whoa, that was a lot. My thumbs hurt. I put my phone down and I had to walk away. Like there were so many. And but I do my birthdays every morning. My conversation's different with every single person. Hey, happy birthday. God bless you. I just hope you have an amazing day. I saw what you did yesterday. I'll go and check their page a lot. Saw what you were doing. I hope it was great. Do you have any big
Ryan,
yeah.
I like what you said I think it was a couple weeks ago, that you always just wish a happy birthday.
Right.
It is truly straight up an intentional love wish that you have an amazing day.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. And I've been told to bring conversations into and try to sell through, and I refuse
Right.
to do it. And I agree with you 100% on that.
Yeah, I don't. And so those conversations, I mean, literally, I'll look at their page before I ever send it. What if I haven't seen them in a while? I just look at what they've been posting. And I do wish I do all that stuff, and I do ask questions, but they're genuine questions. Like, I'm really trying to eat better. And so yesterday was not a good day. But like, I'll ask, sometimes I'll just ask if I know they need a laugh, if it's look like, man, it's been a rough couple of days. Hey, my wife's got me on a diet. Would you please tell me what you're planning on eating tonight? And if you want to send me a detailed description of how you felt as you ate it, that would make my day. And so I'll send that message to some people just to get them to laugh, just to make them smile. And people know it's genuine. Like, there's no way there's business behind that. And there's not. Honestly, yes, I have an internal thought of, if I can get them to talk with me, if I can get them to interact with me on Messenger, then I know they'll see more of my stuff. So when I post stuff, they're going to see it. But that's the purpose. That was what started my wishing happy birthday, was so they would see my stuff on Facebook. And it's just morphed into, Kylie, show me the value of a birthday, and I just want to make sure that they get wished a happy birthday. So I do that. And then I'll go in and I comment. So like Kylie, we were talking yesterday going, I'm like, Kylie, you do such a good job of just bringing in customers, tons of customers. And she's so consistent. She posts all the time. She's on TikTok is kind of taking a back seat. Yeah, it's been a lot for us. But Facebook and Instagram, you're so consistent. And she talked about value. She's constantly providing value to people. And what does that do? When she makes one of those heartfelt posts, and she makes one of those posts that is customer focused, like product focused, benefit focused, why do so many people reach out and say, I'm interested, I want to buy? Why does she convert? Because she's provided so much value to everybody through her post, through her comments, through her checking on people. There's so much value there that people have built a relationship. And even how many people do we meet for the first time and it's been they've been following you for 5, 6, 7 years?
I don't know, when I meet them in Aldi's
right.
or Walmart, and I'm like, you have to introduce yourself to me because I don't know.
Right. Yeah. And
but
so
cool.
It is. Yeah. And it's because of what she said. It's value. She provides value to them. And so and even when we started our business, we were told you need to add 50 to 100 new people to your Facebook page a day. Every day, just be adding people. And you were looking for people like you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. I was looking for other stay-at-home moms, other coaches' wives. I've got a lot of coaches' wives on my time, or my feed, in homeschool moms at the time. And now it's more morphed into stay-at-home moms, moms of teenagers, moms of just moms in general, because I understand moms, right? Like, yeah. That's kind of my wheelhouse. So
what we both do, we're constantly adding and deleting people, because we're at 5,000, deleting people from our page. But now that we have followers, we really don't have to. People can follow you on Facebook now.
Yeah.
And so they can just go. But if you've got people that don't mesh with you, that you added, and then you just don't mesh, then just delete them. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you have gone on a route of, hey, I'm looking for people to build my business, because like on my end, I have a lot more coaches, a lot more people that love to barbecue and fish. Those are two of my favorite hobbies. So there's a lot of those on my timeline. And then a lot of network marketers, a lot of people that do this business. That's who I was adding. Now, I was adding gym owners and weightlifters and meatheads, all those guys, right? And gals. Not going to limit it to just guys. And I realized those people do not interact with people very often. it just was not a good mesh. So I've gone and I've got rid of a lot of those people on my Facebook page, and I've gone back to just the everyday dad, stay-at-home dad the coach, and so on. So that's a constant thing all the time.
Yeah, it's just our everyday routine. It's just a part of a job. But the thing is being intentional with your time. You know, we can get on there, and I get on there sometimes and just scroll, right? But I make sure, and I have to be very disciplined, and I've done this over the years, is making sure that when I first get on, that I do my job first before I scroll, right? Because I don't always have the hour and a half, whatever. So I need to get my work done first.
Right.
So, but yes, like Ryan said, adding value is top priority. Whatever that looks like to you, adding value to your page, to your customer page, and your business page.
Right.
Top priority. Bottom line, those are the things that we do, right? And Lisa will understand this. Is that we talk to our kids about this all the time. These incredible athletes that you watch on TV or you watch on the field, they don't just wake up one day and can hit home runs. It's the work that's done behind the scenes, outside of practice, the extra time put in, right? The nutrition, the time in the cage, the private lessons, all of those things, they go together, right? They add value to their bodies and to their abilities behind the scenes, the things that people don't see. Same thing here. Okay, it's the behind the scenes that allow you to do the things in front of the scenes.
Right. And question?
Yeah. So you guys are at your limit with friends, and so it's difficult to get anybody. How can you add people who follow you? Can you add them to a page? And then how do you get people to a page to keep adding them other than just copy the link and say, hey, come join us over here? I mean, how do you add people
So
in?
you're talking about a personal page? Like
I've had to.
No, because you were saying add people, to your business development page, keep adding them. So I was wondering, because I thought you had to be friends to add somebody to a page, right? So how do you get around that?
I eliminate friends who I don't interact with, haven't done anything on their Facebook because I have a lot from 6 years ago when I was building my business on Facebook. I very first started that we don't ever interact. I don't even know that a lot of them aren't even active on Facebook. So I go through and I eliminate those. That way it opens up the ones that I can interact with.
Right. And then also we're learning that times have changed. And so as people follow you, they're just more apt to click your webpage. So we have not Milkshake, what's the other one? Linktree. We have a Linktree, and we're seeing that as people decide to follow us, they're very quick to go and check that. And so inside that Linktree, we have that info, and then I don't think we have a link to the page to Disruptive Wellness, because once people do that, you just never know where they're tied to. But if they have questions, that's when they go. They've gone and they've looked at it and they have that, and then I'll friend request them then. And get them in there and go. But yeah, that's the only unfortunate thing about the group is you can't just add anyone that you want. You have to either send the link or be friends, right? That's your only option. And now there are questions inside the groups like Disruptive Wellness. There are questions. If they'll answer those questions, then we're good. You can share the link, and then they put, hey, who referred you? And they put, Michelle Shaw referred me. It's great. I know it's not good, and we would grow a lot faster, but we're to the point where we do not accept anybody that doesn't at least answer those questions or have been invited by a distributor. So I think I didn't approve like 20 or 30. Someone must have shared the link and they came through and that was it. And so I just don't feel like it's just too much work having to go in, click on their account and then go, okay, who are they friends with? All right, now I got to reach out to Michelle and Sherry and Lisa and see who invited her. And so we just don't even do that. But that's what we do there. Kylie talking about those athletes, think about when athletes become great. It's while they're still in high school, right? It's while they're still growing and doing life. And so how do they fit that time in? Well, they find time, right? They find time to fit it in. They stay after school, they get up early, they do whatever. And so if you really want to build this business, because I love network marketing, it's given us a life that we could have never had anywhere else. And it's given us opportunities that we would have never had just doing what we were doing. So how do you get there? Well, one, you make a commitment, and I'd write it down. I'm really good at making a commitment to myself. And I've been so easy on myself and let myself break commitments that whenever I break it, it's not a big deal. So like, hey, I make a commitment. I'm going to eat really good, and I'm going to eat healthy, and I do it good for right now 2 days at the most. And then on that third day, I decide to have a Snickers or whatever, and I just lose it. And I'm like, oh, I'll be all right. We'll do it again later, right? And so I've broke commitments to myself so often that it's okay. It's like normal, right? So I would write it down, and I would make that commitment to someone else, because I'm much more tough on myself if I know I'm going to be breaking a commitment that I made to Kyler. And so those commitments I would make, I'd write them down in the moment, right? But understand that those emotions and the season and those feelings are going to leave you, and it's going to get tough. But if you make that commitment to someone else and you can read it, you're more apt to stick to it. But then grind it out. So if you work a 9 to 5, maybe you work a 7 to 7 job, you get a lunch break, you get some time off, whatever. You might have time where you go to the bathroom, whatever. But I would set things up, and you're probably going to have to be a lot more disciplined and organized. But I would set stuff up where you can build in your part-time, right? In your off time, in your downtime. And I would be intentional, because I have no desire for you to come home and build your business for 4 hours once you finally get home and you not spend time with your kids. And then in a month from now or 2 months from now, you go, I've missed 2 months of my kid's life. I don't want to do this business. You were so close. If you just would have prioritized your time a little bit more. And so that prioritizing your time is huge, because everything duplicates. So if you're just cramming all the time and you're putting your kids on the back burner and you're doing this, and this, guess what? Your other followers, your other distributors, your other team members start doing the same thing. And before you know it, you've got a group that's just frustrated, because this was supposed to be extra. This was supposed to build to something special.
Yeah. Well, and it was supposed to, we're all on a mission for time freedom, right?
That's what it's all about.
It's all about time freedom. And so if you're not intentional with your time and prioritizing your time, then you're just adding more and more chains to your time and lacking. You're moving yourself further and further away from that time freedom. So prioritize it. Be intentional with the 5, 10. If I have to go to the restroom, you better believe I'm going to take my phone with me, and I'm going to do work and get it done and come back in. Right? Like if I'm going to be in a 10-minute drive or whatever, I know that I have to be stationary. My kids can entertain themselves in the car. Then I'm going to get work done. And so it's just about not missing out on the big things, because you've done the work behind the scenes to be fully present. Right.
So like for me, man, when we got started, I loved watching TV. I loved, there was things that really didn't add any value to my life that I was able to cut out. I was able to go, man, I really love Sports Center. I really love watching the games, whatever. Crap, now they record all of them, right? And I can catch the high points. That's really all I want anyway, is the high points. I don't like commercials. I don't like any of that stuff. So I had to make decisions to give up certain things. And you know what? I've gave up a lot of those things, and they never come back, because I don't miss it.
Yeah.
Sports used to be consume everything we do. And Mom will ask me about the Cardinals or this or that. And I'll be like, I don't know. I don't watch them anymore. Are you serious? You just love the Cardinals? Well, I'll catch them every once in a while, but it's not, I'm watching every single game, the 3-hour game, every single day. I'm not going to miss one. What did they ever, other than some time to go to my nothing box and just forget about the world? Other than that, what have they ever done for me? Not a thing. Gave me a little bit of enjoyment. I smiled a little bit, but it didn't add value to my wife or my kids, or didn't put money in my pocket. And so we just started making priorities and cutting out some stuff that I need to cut out. And I'm telling you, if you could just be real honest with yourself and go through this and go, okay, everything duplicates, right? I got to make sure I'm not the guy, and Kylie is not the lady that is going to say and boast, man, I put 6 hours into my business today and look what I did and look what I did. No, it's not who we are. So you're not going to see that from us. But do know that your time freedom and your check directly represent your organization and the effort you put into your business. I don't know any other way to put it. But our check and our free time directly represents the amount of time we put into our business that no one else sees.
Yeah.
And so daily, I feel like we gave you a pretty good idea of what we do daily. You know, we get up, spend time with the Lord, and then it's business, right?
Yeah.
And then it's business in the pockets. So we look at our time freedom and our games and everything we go to as not our job. We don't feel that way, but is a job. And so we fit it into the pockets.
Well, and what's cool about what we do is that we can, in between innings or whatever's going on, guess what? I can answer questions.
Well, here's one of the greatest things that I love that we didn't have 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago. Your customer groups. We didn't have that when we started. So you can actually get people, and I truly believe, and I know people are going to look at me, you're going to go, right, I will not do it, but I believe that having one group that we all chase after together will provide more value and go, but it lets it drip on people. So even if I don't show up but once that day, or maybe didn't show up at all, there's 1,000 other people that are showing up, and it just drips on people. And so that customer group, Disruptive Wellness, is huge for us because we're able to bring people, drop them off, show up, do some things there. But the group is constantly dripping every single time someone makes a post. So it's working for us when we're not working, right? And so if you can teach your teams the value, if you can learn the value of the customer group and the value not only of putting people there, but you showing up and adding value to it, I just think it's top notch, because it would have saved us a lot of time, you know, because I could have been at school and in between a class or whatever, I could have been adding some people to it, and I can make a post really fast, you know, and that those customer groups are huge. So add tag message or message add tag, message the person you're going to add, and then add them and then tag them in a post. And so many people add, but you're not tagging, right? Add people to the group, message them, add them to the group, or add them to the group and message them, hey, I just invited you to this group. It's so cool. I think you're going to love it. I know you'll benefit from it. And then once they accept the invite, you'll get a notification. Tag them in your favorite post, or better yet, tag them in what you know relates to them.
Yeah.
So use that stuff and let it go to work for you. You know, I would say we could probably be a little bit better on our organization of people that have come into it and become customers, distributors, and being able to reach back out to them. So I'm not the most organized. She's probably a lot more organized than me, but don't just think that once they get in the group, it's done, or once they buy the product, it's over. It's not. Connect with people, provide value to their life, help them through things.
Yeah.
It'll pay off.
Yep. It will.
Anything else?
No, I think that's it. I think it's it. I think just make out your list of what needs to happen every single day, commit to it, and just go do it, right? If it your actions have to match your goals, right?
Right.
So go do the things. We love you guys.
Yeah, and I think just the last thing is, don't forget, you don't have to be the one that does it all.
No.
You can use 3-way messages. You can use 3-way calls. You can put things in chats and all that stuff, right? So know that you're not alone, and know that the Amazon man's here. They love us. They just love us here. Yeah, I hope this helps. Hope this gives you a little bit of idea of what we do. And remember, everything duplicates.
Yep. All right. Love you guys.
See ya.
Thank you, Mucho.